Yeah, my name is Najeeb. I'm from Trivandrum. I started my business in 1976, immediately after my graduation, and started the business of travel and tourism. It was very accidental that I started into this business, because I was actually studying journalism after my graduation, and I met a friend of mine who was a classmate of mine in journalism. He was from Indian Airlines, so that inspired me to start this company in a small scale, with his association and with the association of another friend of mine who was a classmate of mine, both in the college as well as in journalism. And then, of course, it has become one of the largest travel and tourism companies in India in the shortest period of time. And we have diversified into many business activities, including the establishment of Kerala Institute of Medical Sciences today, which is very well known as KIMS Health. I came to know about the Trivandrum Management Association in during 90s. Mr. K. A. Pillai was the president of the Trivandrum Management Association at that time. Probably it was after 5 years of his establishment. And we had become friends, and he had, he was insisting me to join this organization. And knowing about TMA, I was quite interested, and I joined. Probably Air Travel Enterprises India Limited was one of the first corporate organization joined in TMA. The association with TMA was very useful, because I could meet a lot of leaders in management representing various organizations at Trivandrum. And probably this happened I think in 2006 I became the president of the Trivandrum Management Association. Two years I was the president, 2006 and 7 and 8. Before that, after establishment of KIMS Health, I was awarded the Management Leadership Award in 2003. That was a great turning point for me, and as well it was a great recognition for my humble contributions in the field of travel and tourism, as well as in the field of healthcare as a starter.
So, sir, I would like to ask you, if someone was considering joining TMA, what would you say would be something unique about this community, and what is the worth they would get from being a member?
See, TMA is a quite different organization than any other organization. We have Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we have many social organizations. I was president of the Trivandrum Chamber of Commerce and Industry also subsequently. Then I was associated with many organizations in Trivandrum as president or as one of the leaders of organization. TMA is quite different because, the serious management thinking is happening here. The leaders who come and assemble in this hall or in our meetings are, representing various public sector undertakings, as well as people who are quite interested in the management, and that exposure is quite different. We have been associating with Government of Kerala for various programs and supporting them in many ways by imparting our knowledge and experience which we have gained from the private sector leadership roles. And government has always recognized the Trivandrum Management Association in a big way, and most of us, our representatives, were in different committees nominated by Government of Kerala also. When I was the president, one of the best things happened is, we got the best LMA award of All India Management Association in 2006. We conducted a training program for 2,500 students in all of the halls in Trivandrum, all of the clubs in Trivandrum, and the national president of the TMA, IMA at that time, Mr. Keval Handa, he came down and addressed the students. that was a very good experience for us. And then we conducted several activities, and this LMA award was a great recognition for me. I would like to advise anyone, either the students or the leaders of medium range, or even the leaders, should be a member of Trivandrum Management Association, because it gives them it gives a lot of insight into what is happening in the management and in different corporate organizations in different capacities. They can always learn from the leaders who are members of the Management Association, and definitely it will be useful for their professional journey on an ongoing basis. See, we have conducted different, those days also, we have conducted different training programs for the students and management professionals and youngsters on different subjects continuously, for imparting the knowledge to them, for them to understand it and probably acquire that, and I'm sure that was useful to many of them.
Thank you. So you already mentioned multiple memorable events, but can you share another one of any experience or event connected with TMA which has had a lasting impact on you? You've been a president.
We have actually, the president of Trivandrum Management Association before me was Mr. Ayyappan.
Okay.
Ayyappan was the HLL managing director at that time, and the president after me was Mr. Nandakumar, who is no more. He was the IPS officer. During my period, I could, before I became the president, having associating with Ayyappan, and at that time only we got this hall also for TMA, and I was one of the key supporter for Mr. Ayyappan during that period. When I became the president, we have conducted two leadership conferences. One is the annual conference of Trivandrum Management Association, as well as the leadership award function, and we brought the best of best talents, professionals from all over India. And one was, I still remember, in 2006, Mr. Shri landed in Trivandrum for his elections, and then I invited Salman Khurshid, who was the Foreign Minister of Government of India. Then I invited Mr. Mohan Gopal, who was one of the leading national figures and management experts, who was Vice Chancellor of the University of Law in Bangalore. And we have invited Lieutenant Governor from the Delhi, who was also a management professional. Those people came and attended our conference and created lasting impacts for the people who have attended those functions. So, and most importantly, Mr. T.K. Nair was the principal secretary of the former Prime Minister at that time. He came number of occasions during Ayyappan's time as well as my time, and associated with the Trivandrum Management Association very closely and supported us very well. So those are memorable events for my management journey, through a journey with the TMA. So those are and as well as I said about this the training program which we have conducted. Those are two important memorable events. Even after my tenure, I was very closely associated with conducting two more annual conventions as well as leadership award functions during Mr. Nandakumar's time, because being a government official, he had a lot of limitations. But both myself and Ayyappan conducted those functions very well and created excellent impact at that time. We have invited the then Union Bank Chairman, Mr. Nair, and then Mr. V.A. Joseph, the South Indian Bank Chairman. So such luminaries could be here to attend, these functions, and we felt very great about that, because it was very difficult to get such people from outside Kerala for attending these functions. And the people who have attended those functions were so happy that they could also interact with those people. So that is something really good. I'm sure TMA is doing probably much better, these days than those days. But there is a growth, there is a journey which is ongoing, and TMA has always been doing very good job, and we have been very actively supporting the events which were conducted by TMA every year, and giving whatever little bit of guidance which we could give from our past experience and exposure and knowledge.
Thank you. So primarily students, if especially students, can look forward to a lot of learning.
Definitely.
Join.
I was actually going and taking, many universities have invited me for going and, taking classes for the management students at those days. So I've always told them, please don't look for a government job or, something like that after your education, because that will limit you. If you want to achieve something, you must look at other opportunities, especially in the private sector, or start something of your own, or be an entrepreneur than an employer, or an employee. So those kind of guidance I was always giving to them, because I have seen both sides, from the government employee side as well as the independent personalities who have been engaged in the management activities. So the personality is can be clearly different when you work in private sector or you become an entrepreneur and moving forward. If you have government job, you have a lot of laws and rules and regulations there, and you can't show your creativity or your enthusiasm or intelligence there at all. You are always cut short. But here the world is open, and today is the world of AI and information technology and many things, and you can do wonders if you are a management person.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.